Life Hard. We're so glad to be with you again this week, where our topic today is When Silence Isn't Golden. And we're so grateful to be in your house. Also, Memorial Day weekend. Have an enjoyable weekend and enjoy the holiday that that's before us. We're sorry that we don't have Kendra Bryant in as one of our co-hosts today, but she's enjoying the holiday. When is silence not golden?
Wow. There's a lot of things that can not be, I don't know how to describe it. It's just so much that silence can destroy, you know, especially when somebody's in trouble. It destroys their life. It destroys your character as a person. So silence is just something you have to learn when to use it, when not to use it, I would say.
How does it make you feel? Like, what does that question mean to you? Like, what do you feel? How would you feel if you knew somebody was in trouble and you said nothing?
It's awful, because that person's life is in your hands. Their blood is in your hands. So if they kill themselves, God forbid, if they kill themselves or hurt themselves real badly, and you know about it, how you going to explain it to that person's parents? Or how you going to explain it to their family member that you knew and then you didn't say anything to prevent it?
And you bear that on your conscience also, that you didn't tell them.
It's like a burden.
Yeah.
Undescribable burden. You can't even, you know.
That would make me feel really, really guilty. I would feel just as bad. I would feel as if I was the person that hurt them. Which technically, if you know somebody's in trouble and you see it and you keep it quiet, you did it too. I mean, you know,
Just as guilty.
yeah,
That's right.
That's how I feel like. You did it too. Because if you really cared about that person, even if you don't even know the person, but you don't know how it's going to affect the person, you know, in the future, in the long run, what goes around comes around.
Well, you know, there's so many things, even in families, that we know when sisters or nieces and nephews or something bad happening to them, and we turn the other way. You know, I don't know if we turn that way because something happened to us.
Yeah.
I don't know if we turn that way because we have a relationship with our siblings that we don't want them to lose confidence in us. I don't know what it is. I don't know. At the end of the day, are you going to get an extra sister award for keeping a secret?
Exactly.
You know, I don't know. You know, you see your sister, you know, shooting up heroin or, you know, really on crank and crack and not say nothing. You know your sister's out there prostituting. You're not going to tell the family. You're going to keep the secret. Y'all go out shopping. Everybody's boosting. Come on.
Exactly.
And it doesn't make that person get better. You know, by you, it makes them more into what they're doing. They're getting deeper and deeper and deeper into it because nobody's saying nothing. You know, but we're going to be responsible. And if we think about and look back over our lives and think about all the people that we could have helped and we didn't.
That's right.
How can, you know, we just need to pray and ask God, please don't hold it against us.
Oh yes.
You know,
I was thinking about that myself. How many times my silence created havoc, or how much my silence hurt somebody else. You know, I just thinking about so many things of, I'm on 36, so 36 years of silence between the time that I could have spoke up, would have spoke up. You know, when you have to, should have spoke up.
And didn't.
And it really hurts your character as a person. And then, it's that thing, if I should have said something.
Would they not like me?
Yeah.
You know, that's some of the questions.
Yeah.
I have a question. Is it ever too late to speak up?
I don't think it's ever too late.
Like say if I'm like we were talking about incest, for instance, you know, a couple of shows back, and something happened to one of your family members, your niece, your uncle, your aunt, whatever, and let's say that person you've seen that person have grown, and they're still, you know, heading towards the wrong way. You know, their life is not, you know, together or anything. Is it too late to speak up and let it be known around that this such a third happened to this person so many, you know, even though it was so many years ago?
Well, if the effects are still there and the person is on a roller coaster of disaster to their lives, and they never build any characteristics of their lives you might be able to go to that person individually and say to them, you know, I'm sorry, I understand what you, that might break the fetter. It might break the fetter in that person's head, not the cycle. Because when some people are used to doing that, it's not going to break who they are, but it will break that fetter inside that person. I don't even know if that's a word, but it keeps coming out. Break the fetter in the person's head that I'm worthless.
That's right.
And you know, but that's just a personal thing between you and me. And you know, I know that you are someone. You know, strengthen that person. You ain't got to, you know, do it in the newspaper or on the New York Times or the Daily Chronicle. You know, you can say it to that person and make them come out, because you got to remember that's their tomb that they're in.
Now, mind you, when you speak to that person and you let them know this is what I feel, and you're not you're not responsible for this. And I had this situation where I spoke to a young girl about that, and she just went off. You see, once you say what you have to say and you let it out of your chest, and you encourage that person, you influence them for a better life. It's up to them to receive it and take it.
And you clean yourself.
Exactly.
You cleanse yourself.
You cleanse yourself. Now, if that person, like the individual that I was speaking to, went off and did whatever she wanted to, because you know what? If they don't want to change, there's nothing you can do about that.
And change is fear. Sometimes people are afraid of change. You know, I've even known men that married women or date women and told them, you can't talk to my family. If I quit you, my family ain't gonna want to talk to you, because that's a code of silence.
Oh yes, I have that.
Who does that?
One family member is like, for instance, if I'm angry at Nikki, you better take her off your Facebook. You better take her off your telephone. You better not talk to her. If I find out that you're talking to her, excuse me, H is gonna break loose.
Well, that's crazy.
It is.
And it's crazy if you're ignorant enough to fall into that category.
Exactly.
You know, because that's a level of control.
Exactly.
And I don't play that nonsense.
Exactly.
Now, what I am overprotective of is my family.
That's right.
I am territorial when it comes to my family. You ain't gonna be dogging my family, because see, then I'm ready to fight you.
That's right.
You understand? My sisters and them, you know, they don't get it, but I get it.
That's right.
You know, but I don't care who they talk to.
That's
But
right.
don't think you're gonna come and talk to me about my sisters or my mother. And I know they be so wrong as two left shoes. But I will talk to them. I don't need you tearing them down.
That's right.
I don't need you, you know, destroying their character. You know, because I do know that who they are. You know what I'm saying? But some people be like, yeah, my family is this. You can't tell me about my family, because I know who my family is.
All right, and my next question, referring to what I had asked, if there was an offspring produced from whatever was happening, would you, and the offspring is old enough, would you tell the
You have
offspring the
to.
truth?
You have to.
Especially if they ask you.
You have to. No, even if you don't ask them a question.
Why should they have to wait? Why should they have to ask?
No, you should.
Should
If
know.
they're a product of incest, they should know. Because you're going to have a drunk aunt, a crazy uncle, a retarded niece, or a stupid cousin that's going to slip it up.
That takes me back to the
Hey.
movie Big Happy Family.
Right.
He found out at the dinner table. He found out at the dinner table.
There you go.
Sister
By
was
being
coming.
mad. By being mad.
You know?
Right.
Right.
So I feel like this is getting to my point. I feel like if you say it the wrong way at the wrong time, you know, that can also take a toll on people.
Well,
Because
absolutely.
You're silent for so long,
Well,
and then you get angry, and it comes
Yeah,
out.
but
and
you're
you know-
saying it in anger. So, in other words, if you're saying it in anger, you want it to hurt.
That's right.
So I think that, and you know what, Davida, that's a very important strategy that you know, as a young person, that you're thinking about, because us as adults, you know, we have all areas of age here. You know, like I'm like really technically the youngest one. That's my Valley Girl voice. I'm technically the youngest here, but in all essence, to be a young person and to have that on your mind, because sometimes we want to wait until a person is an adult, but sometimes children can understand better than when they're adults.
Exactly.
You know, and family members can be very evil,
Yes.
because they can come at you in a way that they want it to hurt. They want you know, you could be in college, you could be almost going for your doctorate, and they want to destroy your ambition. connection.
That's right.
So they're gonna drop a willy in there. Listen, I know people like that. I was raised with folks like that.
Oh, yeah.
You come in, with your degree or something happy, excited. Why you look so happy? Just to tear you right down.
And that's like with adoption, because I had a conversation with a young lady that's adopting or whatever, and she was telling me how she doesn't want to tell her adopted daughter that she's adopted, and my feeling towards it is, you're gonna shower this child with so much stuff and material things, to make her feel, him or her feel, that like she is or he is your own. But what happens if one of the family members spills it?
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
And it comes to hand as well as when you have a parent that's been adopted but also want to destroy the child's life because they didn't get any better inside the adopted agency. Some kids come out to be the best, and then some kids been abused in the agencies. So that person that's abused can also destroy. There's two things to that side, one parent that's been in a good term and their adoption. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but in the, how you had a great life in your adoption, how auntie took care of you. And
but that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, why, when you keep it a secret, I'm not talking about good side, bad side. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm asking, why keep the adoption a secret?
Well, I'll tell you. I can say,
because I was told.
I can tell you why. I can tell you why it's not good to keep it a secret, because for all you want to do and all you do, there's going to be a low side to that person. You can shower them with the Taj Mahal. You can give them diamonds and rubies and pearls. But the funk is in the funk house.
Oh, yeah.
That DNA, if you are the greatest mother there is, and that child comes from people that spit in people's face, lick the ground, it ain't going to help them all that you do. So you need to give them the balance if they want to climb or they want to stay on that level, because you're going to say 10 years from now, 20 years from now, I gave them everything I could. But see, the DNA don't dictate that that you don't change the DNA. You don't change that. So you got to let that person know, because the child is going to say, why am I so different? Why do I have all this swag and all of this demeanor and they're so pompous and so prudent?
Yeah, that's going to be held against the parent.
Sure it is.
Even though the parent, showered the child with so much stuff,
it don't have nothing to do with it.
You lied. The statement is, you lied to me.
It's not a matter of lying.
No, but I'm saying, that's what they say, because if they say, I'm your mother, which technically, you are. They say, I'm your mother, this, that, I give you everything you need, but
the child needs to know.
You did not tell me, that I was adopted. You didn't tell me that I was given up, so I feel that kind of silence isn't good as well.
It's not good. And you know what? That person that's that adopted, they need counseling, because they need to know that it's very healthy for that child to know. There was years ago when people wouldn't talk about being adopted.
Oh, yeah.
And it was years ago when you adopted a child, it was a secret. And now they go over to
Africa.
China. I mean, look at Brad Pitt and his wife Angelique with black babies and everything. Now they ain't the same. But